Let's be honest. All of us are thinking it. Emily Charlton from The Devil Wears Prada deserved Paris and her own TV show more than Emily Cooper ever could. Let's settle this once and for all. Emily Charlton, the razor-sharp, fashion-forward, and gloriously sardonic assistant from The Devil Wears Prada, was the Emily who truly deserved Paris. Not just a trip, but a whole spin-off series. Meanwhile, Lily Collins' Emily Cooper from Emily in Paris is out here frolicking around the City of Light with her beret and Instagram-ready outfits. But let's be real. She's no Emily Charlton. Here's why Emily Charlton should have been the one to steal the spotlight, and why she'd run circles around Emily Cooper in stilettos. Number 1. Emily Charlton had real grit. Emily Charlton didn't just survive working for Miranda Priestly. She thrived in that toxic, high-stakes environment. She was the definition of, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Meanwhile, Emily Cooper's biggest challenge is deciding which pastry to pair with her morning latte. Charlton's Paris would have been less about whimsical romance and more about conquering the fashion world with her wit, determination, and a perfectly timed eye roll. Number 2. Her sass was legendary. Let's not forget Emily Charlton's iconic one-liners. I'm just one stomach flu away from my goal weight. And I love my job. I love my job. I love my job. This woman was a walking, talking meme before memes were even a thing. Emily Cooper, on the other hand, delivers cringeworthy lines like, I'm an American in Paris, not a tourist. Sorry, Coop, but Charlton's biting humor and unapologetic attitude would have made for far more entertaining TV. Number 3. She actually understood fashion. Emily Charlton lived and breathed fashion. She knew the difference between cerulean and turquoise, and she could probably identify a designer's entire collection from a single thread. Emily Cooper, meanwhile, wears outfits that look like they were thrown together by someone who just discovered Pinterest. Charlton's Parisian adventures would have been an absolutely epic masterclass in style, not a parade of questionable headwear. Sure, some might argue that Emily Cooper's outfits were actually good, but she was basic. An over-the-top and colorful type of basic, but still basic. Number 4. She was a boss in the making. By the end of The Devil Wears Prada, Emily Charlton was on her way to becoming a powerhouse in the fashion industry. She had the drive, the connections, and the sheer will to succeed. She hung in there even when the main character of The Devil Wears Prada, Andy, quit. Emily Cooper, on the other hand, seems to stumble into success thanks to luck and a perpetually confused smile. A TV show following Charlton's rise to the top would have been a thrilling mix of ambition, drama, and couture. No awkward love triangles needed. Number 5. Paris would have been her playground. Imagine Emily Charlton in Paris, strutting down the Champs-Élysées in head-to-toe Chanel, negotiating with fashion moguls over espresso, and shutting down anyone who dared to cross her. Her Paris would have been sleek, sophisticated, and just a little bit dangerous. Emily Cooper's Paris, by comparison, feels like a Disney version of the city. All croissants, boy drama, and no edge. Number 6. She deserved redemption. Let's not forget that Emily Charlton was sidelined in The Devil Wears Prada when Andy, Anne Hathaway's character, took her place on the Paris trip. That betrayal was brutal, and Charlton deserved better. A TV show could have given her the redemption arc she deserved, showing her reclaiming her power and proving that she was always the star of the show, as well as showing how she grows to have a more healthy view of work, and maybe even seeing a glimpse of her personal life. Number 7. Emily Cooper, more like Emily. Overrated. Let's face it, Emily Cooper is the kind of character who thinks she's quirky because she wears bright colors and says, ooh la la, a lot. Emily Charlton, on the other hand, is the kind of character who would eat Emily Cooper for breakfast and still have time to attend Fashion Week. Cooper's charm feels forced, while Charlton's charisma is effortless, even when she is being mean. Now, picture this. Emily Charlton, Paris Confidential. The show follows Emily as she takes the fashion world by storm, navigating cutthroat editors, glamorous parties, and the occasional existential crisis. There's drama, there's humor, and there's a whole lot of fabulous outfits. It's The Devil Wears Prada meets Gossip Girl, with a touch of Succession, because Emily Charlton is nothing if not ambitious. Now, more than just wishful thinking, TV desperately needs characters like Emily Charlton. So let's talk about why characters like Emily Charlton, sharp, flawed, and unapologetically ambitious, are not just necessary, but downright refreshing in a world full of adorable, quirky protagonists like Emily Cooper. While Cooper charms her way through Paris with wide-eyed naivety and a penchant for berets, Charlton represents something far more compelling. A woman who clawed her way to the top, earned her stripes, and didn't apologize for being a little mean along the way. Here's why we need more characters like her, and why she deserved Paris more than Cooper ever did. Number 1. Not-so-nice characters can be and are relatable and likable. Let's be real. Not everyone is a bubbly, quirky, lovable goofball like Emily Cooper. Some of us are more like Emily Charlton. Sarcastic, driven, and occasionally a little prickly. Charlton's sharp edges make her human. She's not perfect, and that's what makes her so compelling. She's the friend who tells you the truth, even when it hurts, and the colleague who pushes you to be better, even if she's not always nice about it. Emily Cooper, on the other hand, feels like a caricature. Her constant perkiness and wide-eyed wonder can come off as unrealistic, even grating. Charlton's flaws make her relatable, and her moments of vulnerability, like her devastation at losing the Paris trip, make her likable. She's proof that you don't have to be sweet and adorable to win over an audience. Sometimes simply being real is enough. Number 2. Emily Charlton worked for Paris. Emily Cooper lucked into it. Let's not mince words. Emily Charlton earned her place in Paris. She survived the gauntlet of Miranda Priestley's office, juggled impossible demands, and sacrificed her social life and possibly her sanity for her career. When Andy took her spot on the Paris trip, it was a gut punch because Charlton had worked tirelessly for that opportunity. Meanwhile, Emily Cooper stumbled into her Parisian adventure because her boss got pregnant and couldn't move abroad. Cooper didn't earn her place. She lucked into it. And let's not forget, she couldn't even speak French when she arrived. Charlton, on the other hand, would have been fluent in French, Italian, and the language of high fashion before she even stepped off the plane. Number 3. Charlton's ambition is inspiring. Emily Charlton's drive is what makes her so compelling. She's not waiting for life to hand her opportunities. She's out there grabbing them with both hands. Her ambition is inspiring, even when it makes her a little ruthless. She's the kind of character who reminds us that success isn't always pretty, but it's worth fighting for. She validates the belief that if you give it your best, you can attain your heart's desire. Emily Cooper, by contrast, often feels like a passive participant in her own life. Things just seem to happen to her, whether it's landing a dream job or catching the eye of every attractive man in Paris. While Cooper's life might look glamorous, it's Charlton's hustle that truly resonates. Number 4. No childish romances, no cringe love triangles. One of the most refreshing things about Emily Charlton is that she's not defined by her love life. She's too busy climbing the career ladder to get caught up in childish romances or cringeworthy love triangles. Her priorities are clear: fashion, success, and maybe a little self-care, when she has the time. Emily Cooper, on the other hand, seems to spend half her time in Paris juggling suitors and the other half posting stuff on Instagram. While Cooper's love life is a central plot point, Charlton's story would have been about her career, her friendships, and her personal growth. And let's be honest, watching Charlton navigate the cutthroat world of fashion would have been far more interesting than yet another will they, won't they romance. Number 5. Charlton's mean streak makes her more likable. Here's the thing. Emily Charlton's mean streak isn't a flaw. It's a feature. Her biting humor and no-nonsense attitude make her entertaining to watch. She's the kind of character who says what we're all thinking, even if it's not polite. And while she might be harsh at times, she's not cruel. There's a difference. A lot of times in The Devil Wears Prada, Emily, while still being sarcastic, was actually really helpful to Andy, which showed a slight glimpse of her sweet side. Emily Cooper, on the other hand, often comes off as trying too hard to be likable. Her constant cheeriness and awkward mishaps can feel forced, and her attempts at humor often fall flat. Charlton's authenticity, flaws and all, makes her far more endearing. Number 6. Paris deserved Emily Charlton. Paris is a city of sophistication, ambition, and edge, qualities that Emily Charlton embodies in spades. She would have owned Paris, turning it into her personal playground of fashion, power, and intrigue. Emily Cooper's Paris, by contrast, feels like a postcard version of the city, all surface-level charm and no substance. Charlton's Parisian adventures would have been full of ambition and style. She wouldn't have been content to just take selfies in front of the Eiffel Tower. She would have been networking with designers, attending exclusive parties, and maybe even starting her own fashion empire. So here's the bottom line. Emily Charlton is the kind of character we need more of. Complex, driven, and unapologetically herself. She's proof that you don't have to be nice all the time to be likable, and you don't have to rely on luck to achieve your dreams. While Emily Cooper might be fun to watch, Emily Charlton is the one we'd root for, relate to, and want to see succeed. So, Hollywood, take note. It's time to give us more characters like Emily Charlton. And while you're at it, give her the Parisian spin-off she deserves. And also Netflix, if you're listening. Scrap the saccharine sweetness of Emily in Paris and give us the Emily we really want. Emily Charlton didn't just deserve to go to Paris. She deserved to own it. And honestly, isn't it time we gave the original Emily, and in my mind only Emily, her moment in the spotlight? So those are my thoughts on Emily and Parasol, and as Emily Charlton idol Miranda Priestly herself would say, that's all.